All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Speak to the Beak. I am Tim the Ferds. I'm joined by Joe Wilson. So you know we're here to talk some puck. Joe, how you doing? It's pretty beautiful outside here on Long Island. How about where you're at?
Yeah, it's a very nice day over here in Hartford. I'd
Okay.
say so, but I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good because I'm on here with you, which means I'm not doing homework, so I'm avoiding some
Yeah,
responsibility there. So it's always a good time to do that every once in a while.
of
Last time I
course.
checked, the
I
Mets
agree.
were getting killed, so that's great. Or it was 4-0 last time I
Yeah,
checked.
Peterson's getting lit up. It's expected.
Yeah, I know. But we're not here to talk about how the Mets should fire Luis Rojas and hire Buck Showalter immediately. But if you want to hear about that, Monday morning coming up, me and Keith. So here's what we got for you today. Obviously, we got some more trade speculation. Me and Joe are baffled how not a single person has gotten traded between the last time I spoke to this guy. The deadline's in it's kind of late. So the deadline's in 3 days. And not one man has been traded. Very bold. But we're here with some more rumors, obviously, of course, and some more speculation. So big fan of that. But before we get into that, the usual things. Check out the website, beakbrands.com. Written content. Podcast is up. The Jets just traded Sam Darnold. You're a football guy. My thoughts are up on the website, so you can go check that out. Number 2, follow Beak Brands. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's where you can interact with me and Joe. Someone actually decided they wanted to comment on my football post, so we were going back and forth because apparently Joe Douglas is a terrible general manager because he's had one draft and the Jets didn't win the Super Bowl last year. So don't be a clown, but listen, I'm here if you want to talk. Number 3, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously me and Joe, you see us right now, hit the subscribe button. All right, if you're not on YouTube and you're more of an audio guy, follow and or subscribe on Apple and Spotify. We're getting up there with our subscribers, but you got to help us out. All right, and then number 4, which is a personal request, tell your friends, tell your family, we have a good time here. We're short, we're to the point. We also like to have a fun time, as you guys know, if you're returning for another episode. So, Joe, you ready to do this thing?
Yes, sir.
He was born ready. So, let's hop right into it. Obviously, if you follow hockey, you know what's going on in Vancouver. If you don't follow hockey, we can fill you in. So, as of right now, which is April 7th, the Vancouver Canucks have 25 positive COVID cases. I guess I'll read a little statement here about what's going on. So as of today, quote, this is a direct quote. As of today, 25 individuals have tested positive, and the source of infection is confirmed variant. A bunch of medical stuff, blah, blah, blah. Among the 25 positive cases are 21 players, 3 of which are from the taxi squad, and 4 members of the staff. 1 additional player is considered a close contact. They're going to do a bunch of contact tracing, and they're going to say, they pretend to care about the player's health. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So, Joe, if you're the
Yeah.
NHL, because obviously Vancouver is not playing a game for the foreseeable future because their entire
Yeah.
roster has COVID. If you're the NHL, what do you do with the Canucks?
Just throw them out the window for this season. In my honest opinion, they're done. Just lock them down. Throw them away.
Yeah, so obviously I don't. Are they going to play a full? Well, they're not playing a full season to begin with, but are they going to play a full season for this year, the 56 games?
I don't really see how they could, to be honest. I mean, if they got a bunch of games packed in, and I don't even remember the day the season ends, tbh. But I don't think that they can play that many games in that amount of days and get to the number of games in the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, if you look at the standings, which I
Yeah, they're
have,
8 points back.
yeah, they are 8 points back, as Joe said, of the last playoff spot. So it's not like they're at. Well, I mean, that's it's 4 games, but they're not out of it. They're not buried. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, who's it? Anaheim is like a million games back in the West. They have 31 points, and the Coyotes are in fourth. They have 43. So they're like double digits. So they're not that far back.
You could look at Buffalo.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not even an NHL team, so. Yeah. I really like how we're not a Buffalo-based podcast, and they seem to make an appearance literally every episode. So that's just pretty funny. So if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, we're sorry, but it just has to be done. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to play the season out, like, for them, but what I would be worried about if I was the NHL would be, I don't care about Vancouver, but, like, what if, they have scheduled games coming up against, I don't know, pick random teams in their division, Edmonton, Montreal, and whatever, the Jets, because that's pretty tight right now in the middle of that division. And let's say Edmonton beats out Montreal by 3 points or whatever, but Montreal still had 2 games left to be played against Vancouver. Are you going to make Montreal play those 2 games against Vancouver to then see what the seeding was and then start the playoffs? Like, you going to make the whole league wait, or you're just going to say, screw it, like, we don't have time for this?
That's actually such a tough predicament. I didn't even think about that. Because, like, honestly, I feel like the league's just going to say screw it and just, like, move right past it. But, like, I feel like that's, like, mad unfair to, like, the other teams in the division for, like, seeding, like, situations.
That's what I mean. So, you think they'll still throw it out the window despite that? That's my main concern. I don't know.
I think they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough.
I think they would.
What if Vancouver comes out, and because they're well rested, and they just steamroll the first, like, 3 teams they play, and they're right back in it?
No shot. No shot. That'd be insane. That'd be crazy, but no shot.
Oh, man. We need an over-under on that. I'm sure you could bet that somewhere. Like, the amount of games that they play until they lose one after they come back from this COVID thing.
From COVID.
But
the odds would be nuts for that.
It's crazy. Like, I'm surprised they haven't made them play with, like, their AHL affiliate or something just to play games. Because, like, 21 players, right? I mean, if you think about
sense, honestly.
If you think about it, right, you're skating 3 guys on a line for forwards. You have 4 lines. That's 12 guys right there. And then you're only skating 6 defensemen. That's 18 guys. And then you have 2 goalies. That's 20 guys. You literally have the entire roster, plus the guys on the taxi squad, have COVID.
The coach is on the bench.
That's crazy. When the Marlins had the COVID thing last year for baseball, they made like 60-plus transactions in like 2 days to like field a team to throw out there, because MLB was just like, listen, we're getting the season in no matter what, so you need to just call up random dudes. I'm surprised they haven't made Vancouver do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I'm surprised that like their whole team just got it like that, like this far into the season.
A group of guys definitely messed up. They definitely did something they were not supposed to do, and they just gave it to everybody else.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So here's a random thing that we didn't discuss before we started doing this, but it's tough. It's a point to bring up, actually. Because obviously we know what happened in the NBA where, Rudy Gobert did the whole, like, touch all the mic stuff, and then, everyone got COVID because of him. He was the first COVID guy. And it kind of, like, fractured his relationship with Donovan Mitchell for a while, or it still could be. I don't know. They seem like they made up because they're winning, but do you think this will affect Vancouver next year? Like, guys in the locker room, or just because they know who it was? Can it be like, we don't trust this guy?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a possibility because, like, 37 games into the season, and it's like the season's almost over. You're more than halfway through it, and you get, like, a group of guys just mess around and throw the whole season away. I feel like you can't, like, not be frustrated and mad over that.
While you're in the middle of a playoff push, no less. It's not like you're buried in last place.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah,
and weren't they in a playoff spot?
They were in the 4 spot until Montreal came back, won a game, and then Vancouver lost their, like, 1 or 2 games, and then they had COVID, and now they haven't played in, like, it's been over a week, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think that news broke Tuesday of last week before we recorded, but we didn't know how many guys had it, so we were just like, let's see what happens, because at the time it was, like, 1 or 2 guys. And then fast forward, 6 days, and the entire organization has COVID. So,
yeah,
just throwing that out there. I don't know. That's an interesting thing to look out for if you're a hockey fan in general. A couple other things here. Buffalo won a game last week. They won 2 games, actually, but
they won 2 games.
You called it that they were not going to lose to the Flyers, and they did not.
They did not. Flyers, I'm telling you, something's up this season.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
They started off the season doing not even well like they did this previous season, just where people would expect them to be, and then they've just really fallen off the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, they have. They just don't play any team defense. I feel like the amount of times I've seen 2-on-1s or 2-on-0s or guys just wide open in front of the net. It's how does this is when you're playing, your little brother in NHL on Xbox. How do you get this many opportunities in a pro game? I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. And Carter Hart and Brian Elliott just don't look well at all in that.
I'll say they're also being left out for dead.
They are.
Because the amount of times that they yank one to put the other guy in, and then he's just getting shelled also. It's it doesn't matter who's in goal, you're in trouble.
Yeah, their confidence can't be high at all, so
no. So I
can't blame them.
Yeah. Look, go Buffalo, go. Love to see it. They also beat the Rangers. My friend is a diehard Rangers fan.
Yeah,
livid.
Like to see that too.
Livid. That is not a game, if you're the Rangers, that you can afford to lose.
That's funny, too. It's just funny all around.
Yeah. That's like when the Astros were tanking all those years ago to get all those first-round picks, and they were losing 110 games a year. You knew when you had to play Houston, you could not lose to them. You had to beat them at least 2 times out of 3 in a series. So that's what it's like playing Buffalo. They got 2 wins last week. It's just funny because they're a clown show. And then obviously, well, not obviously, because I just saw it 30 or 40 minutes ago. Connor McDavid, 4th fastest player to 350 assists, tying Bobby Orr. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I mean, we all know Connor McDavid's the best player in the league and has been the best player in the league for the past 3 years.
I was going to say 3, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 3 years too. But yeah, I mean, it's expected he's just going to continue reaching insane milestones and passing all these legends and time and how many points he gets. It's going to be interesting to see how many points he ends up with this season. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, and look, on the bright side with that, he only needs 1,613 more assists to tie Wayne Gretzky for most all time.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, that's not happening. There's no way that is. How old is Connor McDavid?
Connor McDavid, I think he's 24.
Hold on. I'm going to look it up right now.
24 or 25.
Connor McDavid, age.
25.
See, this says 24 on here.
24, yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. So he's 24 years old. So if he wanted to catch Wayne Gretzky, he either have to average 100 assists a year until he's 40, or, let's see, what did I say, 1,613? Let's say he plays till he's 45. So what is that, 20 more seasons? He'd only have to average 80 assists a year for 20 more seasons. How insane is that?
And he hasn't had more than 75 assists in a season yet. So
listen, it's just time to turn up. It's just time to turn it up. He's gonna start putting up video game numbers.
Yeah, hopefully. I want to see Edmonton go far in the playoffs. I feel like that'd be exciting.
That would be exciting to watch them play because, well, listen, we know no one's catching Gretzky on that. So, the least we can do is get McDavid deep in the playoffs so some other guys can watch him play. But
for sure, I agree.
We're gonna slide on over here. A little puck out of here questions. Last week we rebounded. Joe was pucking with a few more questions than he did the previous week, so it's always good to rebound. Not everyone can have an up week every week. So here we go. I asked Joe a question. He tells me I puck with that or puck out of here. You guys know the rules at this point. or if you're new to the show and you don't know the rules, it's pretty self-explanatory. So, here we go. All right, Joe. Question number 1. According to the NHL rumor mill here, Henrik Lundqvist is hopeful to return this season. So he had open heart surgery. He was supposed to be the Capitals' starting goaltender, right? He has not played a game for them this year, obviously. They thought he was going to miss the whole year. He's been working out, obviously. I'm sure you've seen video of him. I've seen video of him kind of getting ready. It's been light stuff, but he's a goalie. So, simple question. Henrik Lundqvist will start a playoff game for the Washington Capitals this season.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, no, I don't think so at all. At all.
Why not?
Why not? Because just feel like open heart surgery is a pretty huge deal.
Yeah.
And to just and just feel like even though he does have a ton of playoff experience, no rings though, it's gonna be it'd be good to have him in the locker room instead of Vanacek since he's just a rookie. But I think for the valuable playoff games where you don't really want to lose, maybe if they play him in the regular season beforehand, if he gets back in time, that and if he plays well, then they would maybe. But I just feel like Samsonov can carry his own weight throughout the playoffs.
So you don't foresee a that Madden video where Greg Jennings breaks his leg and then carries the team on his back? You don't see that for Henrik Lundqvist?
No, I don't see that happening.
Where does that video rank all time for you? Because I love that video.
Definitely top 20.
Yeah, it's pretty
Top
good.
20.
It's pretty good.
It is.
So for me, I'm torn on this question, and I'll tell you why. Now, yes, open heart surgery, real bad. I'm glad he's even out there skating. Good for him.
Huge incident, for sure.
Yeah. Even if he's ready to play, I don't know if, the Capitals training staff is going to clear him to, go out there. Because if something happens to this guy,
that's a tough
they are
look for the
screwed.
organization.
Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. All right, you don't want a situation where, Trent Williams had cancer on the Redskins, and then they were just like, no, you don't have cancer. And he was like, yeah, I have cancer. And no, you're fine. You're fine. No, that can't happen. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But it would be cool, though, for him, because the Capitals are a really good team. And now that he's off the Rangers, he's allowed to win a ring. So if he were, come out here and just carry them, all the way to the Stanley Cup, that'd be pretty sweet if it's not going to be the Islanders.
Yeah, it definitely would be funny if he won a ring on a different team than the Rangers. That'd be hysterical.
Yeah, that's the ultimate clown move, like Tom Brady this year. Yeah, I'm going to leave. I mean, yeah, I'll bring a bunch of guys with me, roster's loaded, and then we'll just kill the Chiefs, which made me very sad. All right, so that was question number 1.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Obviously, as I'm going to ask you this question, which is 6:23 Eastern Time, PM, no major name has been traded besides for Stahl, but that was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So will Kyle Palmieri, he will be the first major name to be traded. He's been a healthy scratch the past 3 or 4 games.
I could puck with that for sure. I hope so. I hope he gets traded to the Islanders. That'd be real cool. I'd be a fan of that for sure. But I feel like it's between that and Hall from the Sabres, because I feel like them also scratching him, and I feel like a team's just gonna get him for basically nothing just to rent him out for the year. So I feel like that could also happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Listen, they've scratched him ahead of time. It's got to be for a reason. They have to be close to a deal with somebody, whether it's Carolina, the Islanders. They said Boston might be in on them, and those are all contending teams. So someone's going to be in on this guy. It's just a matter of time before he gets traded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Some other notable names that have been added to the list. St. Louis Blues are open to trading Mike Hoffman and Tyler Bozak. So I know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know that would pique your interest. That's why I didn't tell you about it before we started. So Bozak is a center, which the Islanders are not going to make a move on another center.
Yeah,
But
no shot.
obviously Hoffman fits with pretty much every team that Palmieri fits in. Hoffman would also fit. So who would you rather have? If any team, not just the Islanders, who would you rather have, Palmieri or Hoffman? They're both expiring contracts.
I'd say, oh,
That's a tough one. I got him.
I'd say Palmieri. I'd say he's a better two-way player, and he could still put up 20, 25 goals in a season. So, but I mean, Hoffman's shot, that's kind of nuts. Like, I don't think Palmieri has like the same shot. Like, sure, it's nice, but Hoffman's like one-timer on the power play. Like, the Islanders could like use that. But Wallstrom's been playing quite nice, so that's good.
Yeah, they have. I'm also with you on Palmieri, only because, like you said, two-way player, and that's what's going to win in the playoffs. Like, you're going to have to grind people down. But if you just need straight-up goals, Hoffman's probably the better bet. Sure. Yeah. All right, so Joe's with it. Joe's on the Kyle Palmieri train, being the first guy traded.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so remember, we said when we first started this, we're going to try to convert or create some casuals. So we've been sitting on this for a while because I just love it. I love it. So this year, if you didn't see, I'm sure you did at this point, NHL wearing the reverse retro unis. Now, it's one thing to see them when they're on the mannequin or the model guy that they picked up, from the Abercrombie and Fitch, store and just put some jersey on them. But it's another to see them in game action. So now that we're like, 40-ish games in, give or take, where do you stand on the reverse retro jersey? So my question to you is this. The Anaheim Ducks have the best reverse retro jersey.
Fuck out of here. I knew you were going to say that because that's your favorite, but I disagree. It's definitely one of the better ones, I'd say. It's just, I wouldn't say it's the best out of all of them, just because I like Minnesota's a lot. I like the colorway of Minnesota's a lot. And also, I know I said Canucks before the podcast, but, I'm, looking at it now, and I, really am a fan of the Kings. I like the Kings purple ones, a lot. Throwback ones.
Yeah. So, the Minnesota Wild with the North Stars colors is elite. Mm-hmm. So elite. Yeah. It's so crisp. That's I don't know. The Ducks, that one, and the Nordiques are my three favorite ones. To me, the Nordiques ones are just so clean with, the crisp white. And I just like the logo better than the Avalanche. Avalanche should just scrap that, get it out of here, and just wear the Nordiques one all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I agree. I like theirs, too.
Big
I also like
that.
St. Louis's, now that I'm, looking at it.
There's some good ones out there. There's some real good ones.
Yeah. I like St. Louis because, the blue note and, the red background really makes it pop and stuff.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that. So if you were going to buy one, which one would you buy? Which one matches Joe Wilson? Tell the people at home.
I want a Kaprizov Wild jersey, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. But not with their current color scheme, because that's terrible.
The North Star color scheme only. I wouldn't cop a normal Wild jersey. That's not it.
It's not worth it. That's so not worth it. Like I said, I'm a big Nordiques guy. But I'm really also on the, where was it? I forgot what. Oh, the Calgary Flames with the horse head?
Yeah.
I love that because it's got nothing to do. It's just a flaming horse head. Yes, sign me up for that right now.
It has nothing to do with the franchise, at least that I know of, but it's definitely cool.
It is so cool. It is so cool. I love stuff like that. If you're gonna have an alternate jersey to me, it's gotta be really out of the ordinary, but still true to the team. All right, so the horse head's on fire. All right, flaming, got it, noted, we're in. Some of them are so bad, and we have a bonus puck out here question today. That was a good transition by me right there. Ready? So here we go.
That was solid.
The Devils have the worst reverse retro jersey.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Yeah, you go first,
Yeah.
and then I'll rant after you.
No, yeah, like you said, like just not the colorway for a hockey game because the Christmas colors, it's just not it. And I feel like all the other ones are like pretty decent. Like sure, like some are boring. Like the Islanders one's pretty boring. The Flyers kind of boring. Like they're similar, just like change of colors and like where they are. But like the Devils is ugly. I think the um Golden Knights one. I don't think that one's the best.
Well, how can
But
you have a
yeah.
reverse retro jersey for a team that was just created?
Yeah. Makes no sense.
They were
I
in
thought
trouble right from the get-go.
Yeah, they were. And red too, like, doesn't make sense.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
At least it's better than the old all gold ones, in my opinion.
So I'm going to go in on New Jersey right quick. I hate that uniform so much. I can't stand it. It's so bad. It's so bad. First of all, it's not Christmas.
Mhm.
Like, you literally... All right,
Yeah.
that would be cool if you wore it on, like, the Christmas week game. Like, all right, red and green. Cool. It's
Honestly, it'd be
so ugly.
Cool for Christmas, but yeah, that especially since like the season's like going into like the nicer weather, like gonna be going later.
It's about
in
to
the
be
year,
May.
like warmer weather. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just
I
not
can't.
the vibe.
I
at
can't
all.
with the jersey, with the New Jersey uniform. I can't do it. Whoever made that, first of all, should be fired.
It should be
That's
fired.
number one. Number two, whoever approved that after that person made it also needs to be fired. How do you look at that and be like, yeah, we could? You're red and black, and now you're wearing red and green. Like, what are you doing? Like Joe said, the Islander one, mad boring. It sucks. It's just like the Islander jersey with a different shade of blue. Terrible. But like, all right, that's the Islanders. Like, that's their colors.
Yeah, doesn't look too bad on the ice too.
Yeah, it's like, it's all right. Like, it's just boring. Like, when you see some of the other ones, it's just like, it's boring. But like, it works for the
It's
team.
like you could have done way better too. That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, and we have a cool reverse retro that we could have wore, but no, God forbid.
Exactly.
God forbid.
Yeah, that got me tight.
And like, it could be, yeah, you look at some of these reverse retros, like Nashville's like kind of the same, or Ottawa's got the all red, and the Rangers have the Statue of Liberty, like Pittsburgh just says Pittsburgh on it. Like,
Yeah, they kind of jacked the Rangers like vibe with that. I didn't really like that either.
Yeah, but like, all
Like
right, they have the same
Rangers
color
jersey.
scheme, like it's got the team thing and on that, like
Yeah,
red and
it makes
green. I can't.
Yeah, all the other ones make sense.
So
except for
bad.
that.
Like, they tried to do what, like, the Patriots do, where, like, once a year they wear, like, the red uni with, like, the literal Patriot guy, like, like, that is sick to me. But, like, red and green? Come on.
Yeah, it's not good.
I
Columbus
can't.
is pretty ugly.
I
too.
can't. I know. Some of them are bad. But, like, I have high standards for unis. Because, like, talking football for a second.
I do too.
To me, the Chargers uniforms are sick. I love them.
They're fire.
Yeah. The Carolina
I agree.
Panthers, electric blue and black, are sick. I love them. I just like exotic colors.
Yeah, I agree.
But, like, you're going to... I can't. Christmas. You're literally wearing Christmas jerseys in the middle of April. Make an Easter jersey, why don't you?
It's not good.
Make
I
the
agree
devil
with
head
you.
coming out of an egg. You have the egg and the two horns coming out. Like, if you're going to be ridiculous, you might as well take it all away. I get heated about the Devils jerseys. All right, let's transition here. So it's time to wet the beak, Joe. We are 13-11 on the year. We cannot seem to get a 2-0 week to save our life right now. We split on and it's not like the other game we normally lose as a blowout, except for the Rangers, and then I took the Capitals last week. Like, it's always like, lost in overtime, or like double piping in. Like, yo, can you just stop shafting us? Is that possible? No, the answer is no, they don't. So, like I said, we're 13-11 on the year. We both split last week. I got to pick first, so I am going to give you, I guess I'll give you one game, and then we'll switch back and forth. So my first game, these are for April 8th, 2021, which is a Thursday. Here we go. Pittsburgh plus 100 over the Rangers. Listen, this is easy for me. Pittsburgh's the better team. Don't really care how well the Rangers have been playing. They're both 6-3-1 in their last 10. However, Pittsburgh is 5-2 against the Rangers. And like I said, I've said this the very first time I picked Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh is on the positive side of the money line, I'm taking them every single time. I don't understand how they're ever on the positive side of the money line. So I'm going to go Pittsburgh plus 100. That's my first game.
I like it.
How about you?
My first game, I like the Capitals minus 113 against the Bruins. I like this one because the Capitals just dropped 2 pretty crucial games to the Islanders. Big wins by the boys, but I don't see them dropping 3 in a row, especially to the Bruins, who have been kind of underachieving to what I feel like people have thought they would do this season, even though they have had some injuries and stuff. But yeah, I think the Capitals are the better team, and the odds honestly aren't too bad for the game. Minus 113 is not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. We got some good odds this week. Sometimes me and Joe look at the games, and we're just like, oh, we are in big trouble. Because there's a lot of odds that we don't like. But this week there were some good ones. So we're feeling pretty confident this week. So if you're going to bet, this might be the week to do it. Just saying. My next game is going to be Winnipeg Jets plus 118 against the Canadiens. All right, Jets are currently in second place in the division. Canadiens are in fourth, so they're 2 pretty good teams. However, the Jets are 4-2 against Montreal this year. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10, which you don't love. But they've had a handful of games against Toronto in there, and Toronto's really pulled ahead to be that number 1 seed in the Northern Division. And I don't know, I just really like Winnipeg. They just grind people down. They have physical guys. They can skate. I just like their team.
I agree. Just need to step up the defense sometimes, but
a little
other
bit,
than that, yeah, I agree. Give Connor some help in net. But
he's so good.
My second, he's a solid 10D for sure. But my second pick's gonna be the Predators, minus 159. Odds aren't the best, but I'm really hoping they pull it out after they disappointed me last week and ended their 6-game winning streak when I decided to pick them. But they're playing the Red Wings, and the Red Wings only have 13 wins this season. So, yeah, I just really like the Predators.
Predators currently in 4th place in their division. Just throwing it out there.
I really hope they trade someone, though, make it interesting.
You hope they trade someone?
Yeah, just one person, though.
Yeah, well, especially because you said they weren't going to trade any of those guys. Or you didn't think they would trade
one. I said I'd see one, but since they're playing well, then my prediction would probably be right. So that's cool.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, here we go. Game of the weekend. I'm going to let Joe go first because I got to pick first, but he found a pretty good game on the schedule because I took a big rivalry game. So what do you got? Game of the weekend. Tell us what time, what day, so we can tune in.
Game of the weekend is 2 o'clock afternoon game on Saturday between the Bruins and Flyers. This is kind of a huge game for the Flyers because if they don't win this, they fall back. They're already 6th in the East Division, and if they don't win this one, their playoff chances are looking real close to slim to none because then the Bruins would be 7 points ahead of them. Well, there's definitely some games in between, like the weekend, but just saying as of now, it would really doom the Flyers' chances, and I think the Bruins are going to play really tough to try to compete with Pittsburgh to maybe move into the 3 seed.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you on that. That's a big game, actually for both teams, because the Rangers are kind of gaining ground on Boston as we speak.
That's what I'm saying.
My game.
And
sorry, you go. No, continue.
Oh yeah. And Boston has 3 games in hand on Pittsburgh and only 4 points behind them for the 3 seed. So they could definitely sneak up there if they play well.
They could definitely sneak up there, is right. But my second game is my game of the weekend is. My game of the weekend is actually a 2-game series. You get to see the Islanders and the Rangers play each other 2 separate times this weekend. Once on Friday, once on Sunday. It's always a big rivalry game. as of this recording at 6:39 on April 7th, the Islanders are tied for first place with the Washington Capitals. So obviously they could take control, depending on what happens with the Capitals, of first place in the division. Obviously the Rangers need these games, or at least one of them, if they want to kind of keep pace for that last playoff spot. So when two teams that have something to play for that don't like each other, especially the Islanders and the Rangers, are going to go at it, that's a game I want to watch.
For sure. I agree. Definitely going to be some good ones, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. So over-under for both games, 1.5 fights.
I'd say over. I can see one per game.
One per game.
But yeah, I can see one per game. Well, it depends if Ross Johnson plays, honestly.
So that's a game changer.
I feel like that's
yeah.
If he plays one of like at least one of them, I think it's guaranteed that he throws with someone. He loves fighting the Rangers, and I'm not gonna lie,
fighting the Rangers.
he kind of like almost like I wouldn't say lost, but like lost his footing and like against the Flyers the last game. Like he kind of like lost like his first fight I've seen in like 3 years. So hopefully he's angry about that.
Yeah. That's one way to get it started, right? Just like, let me fight this guy because I almost lost my last one, so it's time to lay it on some poor dude.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be so funny.
Oh, man.
That'd be great.
That would be great. But, listen, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Obviously, I always give you a tease of next week's show. But first, we're going to recap. Go to the website, beakbrands.com. Follow Beak Brands, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can follow me at Tim Ferdinand. You can follow Joe Wilson at Joe Wilson, 24, 2 E's. Listen, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Apple and or Spotify. And listen, do us a favor. Tell one friend. Just tell one. Maybe they'll like it. And then they'll tell another friend. We'll pay forward there. So we're going to need you guys to help us out. So definitely do that for us. Next week's show is after the trade deadline. So listen, someone has got to be traded by the next time we speak to you.
I hope so. Yeah. Imagine just like the worst trade deadline in like recent history.
In the history of the NHL, yeah, that would be catastrophic. But don't worry, either way, even if it's a terrible trade deadline, we got you covered. That's like, listen, if you're a down franchise, we can shell your team for not trading assets. We can do that. Trust me. Like, listen, longtime Mets fan, Joe, same thing, Islanders and the Mets. We are used to being the laughingstock of like major market cities where it's like we should be up here, but we just act like we're down here. So if you're one of those teams and you don't make a trade, we sympathize with you. We can shell your front office. We're good at that. We're really good at that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we got next week. But until then, me and Joe are going to sign off, and we will see everybody soon. Or you'll see us.